back, but in terms of international speech. So I'm going to do like it would be announced in the international speech contest. Lloyd Smith, I overcame. I overcame Lloyd Smith.
What are some challenges that you overcame in your life? Contest masters, fellow Toastmasters, yes. My life is a mixture of moments, some good, some bad. My early years were filled with fun and partially no worries, as it should have been. Like everyone else, I also had challenges that affected my life. But not many people can manage to turn the negatives into positives. I overcame. Have you ever had a tribulation in your life that you overcame for your good? You see me now, but one would I think that in eighth grade, I had a teacher who I would call Dream Snatcher, had a conference call with my mom. She looked at me, she looked at my mom, and she told my mom, Lord, when I contribute enough in the world to change it. She continued to be so negative that she even said Lloyd's skin color will cause problems for the rest of his life. My mom was so furious what the teacher said to me. But mom told me to stand tall, to pick your head up, because you have all the knowledge and wisdom to be successful in life. I went on to graduate from the eighth grade. That same teacher told me that. She was wrong. Now just imagine if I would believe this dream snatcher. Would I be here right now in front of everybody giving the speech? I survived a horrible advice from someone who's supposed to motivate, inspire young minds. But guess what? She was wrong. I went on to graduate from the University of New Orleans with a bachelor's degree in business administration. I overcame. Another adverse situation happened was in 2005, Hurricane Katrina. Imagine hurricane force winds blowing into businesses and homes. Imagine flood waters pushing to people's houses, people climbing to survive. Imagine you have to escape to the attic or the roof to not drowning to save your loved ones. My family was there. Imagine having no water, no food, little hope. Imagine if your city were like this. What would you do? My family and I evacuated to Houston, Texas for safety. We didn't want to stay around to see the disaster took place. My family was scattered over everywhere, but through God's grace, my family was safe. I remember a city of New Orleans. I knew the resources, I knew the culture, I knew the people. Moving to Houston, I had no resources there. Didn't know the city, but I had to dig deep myself to find the faith to overcome my fear of a new area. I overcame. Another situation that turned negative to positive, that I reconnected my biological father for the first time since I was a baby. It was an emotional time. Since my father was on his deathbed, it was hard. But I'm glad I had a chance to get to know him because I was able to see his features, his eyes, his smile, where I get it from. My mom could do so much for me as a child, but I was able to have good men in my life to help me become the man I am today, to show me how to be a father, how to be around my kids. I wish my dad would be able to show me that, but he didn't. My dad was 74 years old when he died. I only knew my dad for 30 days. But that was the best 30 days of my life. There's two things my dad taught me. One, how to love and forgive. And two, how to be a father to my kid when he wasn't to me. Often the stigma is passed on young black males. One, in a graveyard. Two, in the jail cell. Three, on the streets. I overcame the statistic. I overcame the dream snatcher. I overcame the evacuee. I overcame not knowing my father. As you see me now, I'm not a statistic. If I can overcome this, you can too. Contest master.
Thank you, Lloyd. And I'm going to return control back to Marjane to facilitate the evaluation session.
All right, thank you. And we'll keep this moving, unlike those of you who are Yule Shards. We'll just get right with it. I'm going to call on Gloria Darling first, followed by Terry, followed by Francine. All right, Gloria. You're muted.
Lloyd, I enjoyed your message of overcoming adversity. However, I suggest that you craft it a little bit more towards what's in it for me as an audience member. You told me in the end that if you could overcome it, so can I. But we can talk offline if you want, because I have the red. I need more for me to really embrace your message.
All right, thank you, Gloria. Now we'll have Terry, followed by Francine, followed by Tom. Terry.
Lloyd, it's an inspiring message, but I heard a lot of double clutches in there, and that was getting in the way of things for me. Also, to challenge you, you used one date, 1 year, 2005, as an organizational thing. How about you use the year before each incident so we can kind of see the timeline as you go along?
Thank you, Terry. All right, so Francine, followed by Tom, followed by Eve.
Lloyd, this speech is absolutely fantastic, and I know how much work you have put into it. I still like to see some more pauses in key places that we talked about in our last session. So keep that in mind, because we're going to work together again on Thursday, and I want to see those pauses.
All right, thank you, Francine. And now Tom, followed by Eve, followed by Peter.
All right, Lloyd, first time I've heard this. Challenge is, you never know who's in your audience. I had 2 houses in the 9th Ward. I know New Orleans. The scariest thing that could happen is anybody to see those paintings on the outside of your house, the X's, the O's, and the zeros.
Yeah.
That can be the emotional pull on those who weren't there. And it's definitely emotional pull on those of us who were here. So I think if you can find that one good anchor of how bad it was for everybody in your family and those, and then how dad and you have been able to go beyond it and how you could pass it to your kids, that's the emotional pull. Play with that some more. And yeah, you focus for us because nobody wanted to be there. Thanks, man.